This is the John Brown Alliance, where we don't fear, we fight. Please like and subscribe to this video. It will cost you nothing. We would like to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the month of November because we need this message to get out. It is very important that you stop watching mainstream media, MSNBC and CNN, because they are doing nothing more than giving you the same information over and over and over again. And 3 days after something's happened, maybe they might report it. Once again, like and subscribe. It costs you nothing. We're not here to tell you what you want to hear. We're here to tell you the truth. Let me tell you how we got here. Aside from everything that happened before now, since 2016, you had the United States Supreme Court decide that they were going to give absolute power to Donald Trump. That was their first mistake. Now, each and every member of MAGA in the Supreme Court is grifting and getting paid way over their salary to make Supreme Court decisions against you. This isn't about owning the libs. This isn't about conservatism. It's not about Christianity. It's about the white voters in red states who were duped into thinking that these people gave a fuck about you. We planned for this. You didn't. You're going to be the ones to suffer and not us. Now, let me say this too, as far as suffering is concerned. We are not on the precipice of, but are immediately engaged in the next Great Depression in the United States of America. Not the Great Depression, but a Great Depression that will far exceed the first one that is talked about in history books. That's where we are. The reason why is because the military, government workers, anybody who was employed by taxpayer dollars in the millions were doged. So you no longer have people with the ability to pay taxes to the United States to keep this ship afloat. You have millions of individuals made instantly poor as of January 1st, 2025 by the Trump administration. So when they talk about government shutdown, there was no government shutdown brought on by Democrats. What happened is this, is some Democrats, comfortable getting a salary while the rest of us starved, took AIPAC donations and donations from all kind of organizations that did not have the interest of the average American at heart. They were told, just like Republicans, by MAGA voters, that your job is done if you do not take care to honor your oath, the Constitution, and stand up against all these multitudes of violations being committed by and administered by the Trump administration and the Supreme Court. Now we are here. It is November 1st. Mike Johnson and Mike Johnson alone, since he and MAGA Republicans in Congress have been on vacation since, I don't know, it must be nice, blaming Democrats for a government shutdown because we won't fund to keep the lights on, is solely responsible for what is to be the greatest economic catastrophe in American history. I'm sorry. I said president because that's what he thinks he's going to become. But he is solely responsible because he is carrying out the will and orders of a domestic terrorist organization that occupies the White House, the judiciary system in the United States of America. This is on him, not on any Democrat. It is common knowledge that there is more than enough money to keep the lights on in Congress. They stole millions of dollars out of the New York Treasury. Billions from United States citizens through Doge. Those monies still are not accounted for. And I say it every time I make one of these videos. The United States government has stolen more than enough taxpayer dollars to keep the lights on in Congress. So Mike Johnson and Donald Trump don't need us to open the government and give up what we have left to bargain with. They have money to build a ballroom, money to give Argentina $48 billion or $1 million, whatever it is. They have money to fund ICE, to buy missiles, guided missiles, to target American cities. They have money for ICE to acquire chemical warfare. They have money for parades. They have money for lavish meals at the White House, hosting the upper echelon tech billionaires and multi-billionaires. And they have enough money to keep the stories of 1,000 women secret about a multinational human trafficking and rape organization of minor women. That's what they can afford. So if you think they give two shits about you, you are sorely mistaken. Like I said, Mike Johnson and Mike Johnson alone is solely responsible for this. Your tax dollars are funding Republicans in Congress to go on permanent vacation. Donald Trump is going golfing, skinning and grinning, and the rest of them are carrying his water and licking his balls. And that's what we have here. Now, what I don't understand is how you continue to tolerate this. You have a demented, racist with a propensity for violence, who has executed acts of violence by his order on American people and people overseas, just on the predication that he believes that these people are scumbags, drug dealers, and criminals. While he pardons criminals, and that has been adjudicated in a court of law. Beyond that, he has a Supreme Court of greedy, evil, house Negroes, I'll call them, whether you're black or white, that are willing to get a little something something to sacrifice your constitutional rights. Yet they took an oath to protect it and have done absolutely nothing to do so. To support someone, one man, who shits and pisses in his pants and can't even speak straight. The dumbest of the dumb. Somebody who has never worked a day in his life. To rise up to something like Jesus. And they're willing to sacrifice their families and their legacy for him. I can think of no better squandering of all the lives that were lost in every military conflict since 1776 than this. Disgraceful. People in uniform going to food banks. Disgraceful. On January 1st. They're going to lose their Medicaid benefits. Disgraceful. Old people are going to be rolled out into the streets. But still you, as an American citizen, turn on MSNBC and CNN every day, watch the same shit, go, oh, what a tragedy. And you do the same fucking thing you did yesterday. Now, at this stage in the game, if you still get into your car every morning and report to a job that you are not getting paid at, when you lose your house, when you don't have any food to eat, and when you lose your medical health care, don't come crying to us, because we warned you. We told you to take the money you have left and feed your families over this holiday. This is not going to end anytime soon. The government shutdown will continue so long as there are no SNAP benefits. There is missing Doge money that has already paid for all the luxuries of a terrorist organization in the White House. This is not going to end anytime soon until we get back what was taken away. And we will settle for nothing less. So if you want to continue to spend your money going to the airports, doing your TSA work, or whatever the fuck you do for Donald Trump, and you want to feed their fat heads and their vacations and all of their security, and keep feeding the Supreme Court because you took an oath. They took an oath too. But they're violating theirs and they don't give two fucks about you. And the quicker you realize that, the better off you'll be. The general strike has already happened. It has already started. So you can lead, follow, or get out of the way. But when it comes your time to go to the food bank, Maybe you should get in line behind the people that sacrificed much more way before you did. Your greed got you here. And your failure to acknowledge their greed got you here. So suck it up, Buttercup. Now you finally know what it feels like to look like me and be like me. Except now your skin is white. As of January 1st, I'm going to guarantee every dime you spend in gas going to that job that you weren't going to get paid at, you'll regret you spent. Because Donald Trump has already said he will decide when the shutdown is over who deserves to get paid. And that ain't going to be you. It's going to be him, his cronies, and all the rich billionaires. Good luck with that, motherfuckers. This is the John Brown Alliance. When you see something wrong, do something right.